So the DRP and the VERA, even the VSEPs, those programs are now active. Some of these agencies claimed yesterday was the last day for them to take advantage of it, while agencies like DOD have until 14 April to make the final closing decisions. But let me tell you what I've experienced so far from a DOD Air Force perspective. When you go to actually get on the program, they don't really give you the options for the 4 options that they claim that you were entitled to. For example, you could do DRP with VERA, you could do DRP without VERA, you could do DRP by itself, or you could do VERA by itself. Both 4 options have different entitlements that you can take advantage of. But I like to flag that with the 4th option, which is VERA without DSP, okay, or VERA without DRP, it does not require you to do an agreement. All that means is, hey, I'm eligible. All right, so I'm 55 plus 20 years or any age 25 years. I can just bounce. I can go to the house. I don't need to do an agreement with you. Therein lies the problem. So they did not specifically give you that option. Or I haven't seen an email that's following up to say, okay, we see that you want to do VERA, here are your options, or whatever the case may be. It appears that the agency is purposefully holding on to people's paperwork, not telling you exactly what's going to go down, and it's very suspicious if you ask me. Has this happened in your agency where you're not quite sure if your options are really what they claim to be? Now, I have heard from some people from the Veterans Administration where it appears that agency is very transparent. They're able to tell people exactly what the options are. They even went as far as asking them, what their leave balances are, things like that, right? So, and then I heard rumors that the reason why some people are holding on to this stuff is because if somebody is 40 years and above, they have to be very careful with the age portion, because you can call age discrimination if somebody's not really helping you and they just want to get rid of you. There's all these technical aspects and, little minutiae that you got to be very careful about. I'm sure your agency lawyers are probably trying to check the block. And so are these agencies that don't have lawyers, basically, because some of these agencies have basically got rid of their lawyers because they want lawyers that could basically interpret or be on the side of, what I'm talking about, right? But I failed to tell you this, though, that the reminder emails keep coming up. For example, on yesterday, the Air Force sent another reminder email telling people, hey, this stuff is still open. You have until the 14th of April to make decisions. But what they're not telling you is, hey, for those that have already applied, okay, and it was a very simple form. It says yes or no. Do you want DRP? Yes or no? Which I thought was a little bit kind of weird because it didn't go through the options. Again, remember, there was these 4 options that they were telling people, hey, there's 4 options. It makes me wonder, are they really gonna go through your stuff and see what you qualify for? I don't know. It just seems a little bit odd. Now, when I talk about the VERA, let me tell you guys something else that I found a little bit odd too when it comes to the Air Force. When you buy back your time, they're supposed to credit you not just for your leave, they're also supposed to credit you for your SCD for retirement purposes. But if you check out the systems, I haven't seen any of these corrections made. Now, what I've been noticing is the HR people have been passing the buck. Hey, go to this post to do it. Go to a place called Best and go over here. I don't know this, and that. Here's the bottom line. If people are not processing your paperwork, don't expect them to be more efficient to help you. And that's why I've been encouraging people to buy back your leave, buy back your military service. People have been sitting on that. Now comes the difficult part where you're expecting an agency that basically has an old way of doing business to expedite your process. It's not going to happen. Trust me, folks. And I've been saying this before. You are going to be the one that changes your situation. What do I mean by that? It means you have to actually take the initiative to reach out to the right folks to ring the alarm. Hey, my paperwork is not correct. My paperwork is not correct. Here's why it's not correct. And oh, by the way, since I did the last video, a recent Supreme Court decision just came out about 2 days ago. Basically what it said was that the administration does not have to rehire 16,000 probationary workers that were let go. Remember those folks that were let go, and a judge in California said, "Oh no, you didn't have the right to hire them or fire them or whatever," and then made its way all the way to the Supreme Court. Well, boils down to the same thing. They do not have standing because those unions, again, bless their heart, they don't have standing. It would require the actual federal worker to actually explain what the situation is. And it's so sad that a lot of people these days are putting too much hope on the unions. They're putting too much hope on the office chatter. They're putting too much hope on the supervisors. And these people actually, it appears, don't have standing when it comes to, hey, this is what's happening with you, and this is what you want done. That's the bottom line. You have to be the one to actually want to make good for your situation, okay? If you know a regulation and you know a lawyer, chances are you probably have to coach the lawyer about what your particular situation is, okay? Don't listen to somebody that's sitting over there telling you, oh yeah, DSR, if you take it, it's going to not do this for you, it's going to do that. What about the funding? And I've heard a lot of people still complaining about the funding. Never mind, the DSR was approved as legal, and funding was passed by Congress. So you can't say there's no funding. The full year CR, that's what they call it, continuing resolution, provides the funding to fund the government from now through 30 September 2025, which is the year end. And included in that full year CR is funding for these programs. Trust me, the funding for these programs are in there. So do not worry about if there's going to be funding for the programs. Okay, when I'm talking about the program, I'm talking about the DS or the DRP or the VERA or the VSIP. All right, so I'm just kind of like trying to like slow down a little bit to give you enough motivation and excitement. Okay, be excited, federal worker. This is your opportunity. These opportunities don't come that often. I'm telling you from experience, because I've been through something like this when I was in the military. Okay, at that time it was called temporary early retirement authority, TERA. That was effective for 3 years in the military, right? And oh, by the way, spoiler alert, the DRP and the VERA do not apply to the military this time around, okay? Sorry, there might be some optimization kind of things that are out there, but I don't know. If you're military and you're watching this, or you know somebody that's currently in the military, you need to tell them to reach out to their human resources and ask if there are opportunities that are coming, all right, for them, so that way they don't get left out. Okay, so I wanted to cover that piece. But for you civilians, and I'm telling you, VERA is supposed to be a short-term opening, and that's exactly what I've seen this happening. They open it for a short duration, and you opt in. You gotta say, yeah, I want to check it out. All right, and so they can do all the math and say, okay, yeah, this person looks like they're good to go. They'll go to your personnel files. And oh, by the way, if you haven't already gotten your personnel files on your EOPF, go ahead and request that, download it so you have all your paperwork, okay? Because you're going to need that when it's time to actually get put on admin leave, because you're not going to have time to go to the office. Because remember, this program you don't have to go to the office options. No return to the office options. So good luck, federal workers. If you have any questions about anything that I'm talking about, check out my profile. And oh, by the way, I've put up a resource guide to help you for the next steps, because there's a next step. Hey, if you're done with federal service, you can do something else. You guys have a lot of skills. You girls have a lot of skills that you can bring to bear. So take care. Take advantage of it. Your options is